So, I just wrote something really long just now, just because I like to write stuff. You know, I like to be writing and stuff and everything. And here, let's go here. So I wrote this just now. I was talking about G.E. Moore's proof of an external world, and which is this right here. It's this thing right here. Where basically he says that he has proof of saying, like, he says that there's one hand here and there's one hand here, and yet he says that there's proof of that, even though the premise was not actually proved. So, and then he's saying that, like, okay, there's three huge opinions here about proving external things. Kant says that if we don't really have proof of it, we can have faith, but that's not true knowledge. It's not true knowledge to have faith. This thing, I was seeing if my Zoom was on. Kant thought that if we can't prove something, then we just have faith. That's not real, true knowledge. Now, when I say knowledge, I'm thinking about it in the strictest sense, like knowledge being knowing it, like, completely, and knowing that it's there and having rigorous proofs for why it's there. But then we have Moore, who thinks that if we have faith, we still know it. Like, and then Wittgenstein, Ludwig Wittgenstein wrote this book, Uncertainty, in response to this essay, Proof of an External World, by G.E. Moore, and along with another essay that Moore wrote. And in here, Moore, he talks about how Moore just keeps saying, I know, but then he thinks that, Wittgenstein thinks that, for like number 11, it says, we just do not see how very specialized the use of I know is. For I know seems to describe a state of affairs which guarantees what is known, guarantees it as a fact. One always forgets the expression, I thought I knew. So, Wittgenstein thinks that, well, Wittgenstein agrees with Kant in that faith is not knowledge. Knowledge is understanding all of it, having it proven, and knowing everything about it. But then the problem is with Moore thinking that faith equals knowledge. Okay, now I'm not thinking knowledge. This is just like knowing that it's there loosely, or when I think knowledge, I'm thinking like you know everything about it. You know why it's there. You know what it's for. You've proven every premise, and finally concluded that it's there. And you've gone through rigorous proofs for it. And Moore has some qualifications for a rigorous proof in the beginning of this essay, but I don't think it's really right, so I'm not even going to go into that. So, but here's a good question for you. Like, I have faith in God, right? I feel that He's there. Like, if we talk about Hume's impressions, I've talked about this before. How Hume's impressions are sensations that have entered into our perception with the most force and violence, like their passions, emotions, senses, and everything else. It's like I know that I feel that I know that God is there because He's given me indirect conversation with Him. Like some Christians have had actual direct conversation with Him, but I have not. So I can say that I've had indirect conversation with Him in that I ask for something, I don't get it. I ask for it some more, don't get it. I ask for it again, and then I finally get it. And then I understand immediately what's getting it, why it took so long, and why I didn't get it at first, and why he finally gave it to me, and what all this was for, and why he put me in the problem in the first place. And then when this happens, I can just feel that God is there when the thing actually happens. So that to me is knowledge in a sense, but it's faith. But I like to think of it as not pure knowledge, because I would like to actually have a way of proving, because I think that God is noumena in a way. I've talked about noumena before, so I like to think that God is noumena, because I don't see him. I have impressions of him, and I say impressions in the human term. But I just do not think that having faith in him is actual knowledge of him. Faith is not equal knowledge, and I think when Moore says that faith is knowledge, it's kind of a cop-out, because I think it's a philosophical cop-out in that we have a long way to go in proving things to exist that we don't even see. Like, if I don't see something, I have faith that it's there. I don't know that it's there because I haven't seen it. So we need to, as philosophers, people who philosophize, need to come up with a logical process of proving things that we haven't empirically observed, but yet we can still know in the strictest form of knowledge that is there. So think about things. Just here's one good question for today. Think about all the things that you have faith in. Whether you have faith in the wind being there, for instance. We don't see the wind, but we have impressions of it. Or have faith in God, for one thing. That's one that I talk about. Think about things that you have faith in that you haven't actually seen, but yet think about how you would prove that. And then, if you do have faith, do you think that you have pure knowledge of it? And remember, again, knowledge is proving that it's there, knowing everything about it, knowing why it's there, and just having full, rigorous proof of it. So, think about that. Does faith equal knowledge? That's the big thing today. Does faith equal knowledge? So, just think about that. You don't have to comment if you don't want to, but just think about that in your head, and think about, because Moore thinks that faith is knowledge, but Wittgenstein and Kant never did. So that's just a good philosophical question today. So thanks. Today is day 20 something. I forgot. I'll figure it out later. So thank you. Bye.